He's the pound fighter, heavyweight ever, because he's won all those belts at different times. You know, for him to decide and say I'm leaving the game, it's hard, bro.
It really was. Class and fair play to him. And if he hangs his gloves up now and retires, he will retire as maybe one of the best fighters. Maybe one of,
in my view, that he wants to say, look, I'm not interested in that stuff going on over there. Of course he'll comment on it, but it's his way of saying it doesn't matter to me, I'm the number one anyway.
Derek Chisora doesn't hold back. He declares Usyk should retire now as the undisputed champion. In Derek's eyes, there's nothing left to prove. But let's be real, Usyk isn't built to fade quietly. He's still sharp, still dangerous, and if anyone's career is dangling, it's Parker's, not Usyk's.
Win a world title again. Listen, can he stay in the ring with Parker? Can he beat Parker? No. Can he beat Bacoli? We don't know.
Eddie Hearn makes a sharp observation. Usyk isn't a fighter who needs to drag his career out for years. He's already conquered 2 divisions, already cemented his greatness. The question isn't whether Usyk can keep going, it's how long he wants to keep humbling challengers like Parker.
I don't see Usyk as someone who's going to go on for another 5 years fighting every challenger in the division. Like, he was the undisputed cruiserweight world champion. He's the unified world heavyweight champion.
Tony Bellew speaks from painful experience. He knows exactly what it feels like to be dismantled by Usyk. Calling him a unicorn, a phenomenon, Bellew admits there's no one like him. And that's the truth. Usyk isn't just winning, he's rewriting what heavyweight boxing is supposed to look like.
He went through us all in the cruiserweight division, me included. He's a phenomenon. He's a unicorn. He's one-off. You won't see the likes of him again. I don't think you'll see a better boxer. That is the pure art of boxing. Hit and do not get hit. He's a freak.
And Johnny Nelson takes it a step further, pointing out why Usyk stands above belts, rankings, and retirement chatter. Johnny Nelson cuts straight to the point. Usyk isn't just another champion, he's bigger than the belt. Retirement? Forget it. This is a fighter whose name carries more weight than any sanctioning body. Usyk has proved he's the top dog, and deep down, we all know he's not finished yet.
I don't believe he's retired. I don't believe he's done. I do believe he's probably one of the few fighters that's bigger than the belt.
Eddie Hearn lays out the checklist. When speed dips, resistance fades, and hunger goes missing, that's when it's time to call it quits. But here's the thing, none of those boxes are ticked for Usyk. He still looks razor sharp. If anyone's showing decline, it's Parker, not the master technician from Ukraine.
It's time to retire when your physicalities change. Your punch resistance isn't as good. Maybe you're a bit slower. Maybe your desire's not there. When I say Jermaine Franklin hit Joshua flush a few times, if he would have wobbled, I understand all of a sudden, whoa, but it wasn't that kind of performance. It was a very solid defense.
Tony Bellew knows the truth. Nobody is beating Usyk. His brilliance isn't just in skills, but adaptability. Against Dubois, he slowed his own feet to mirror Dubois' weaknesses, showing how his fight IQ stays 2 steps ahead. That's not just fighting, it's pure chess. Every opponent gets a new version of Usyk, designed specifically to break them down. Parker might have power and grit, but he doesn't have that kind of intelligence in the ring. Bellew's words prove Usyk isn't a heavyweight by chance. He's a heavyweight by choice, mastering the division with adjustments no one else dares to make. If Parker thinks raw strength will be enough, Usyk's ring craft will expose him brutally.
There's no one who's going to beat him. I just think technically, physically now, he's at the weight and he's adapted and he's adjusted. I mean, he's even adjusted and adapted his weight for this fight individually. I mean, he put on how much weight and slowed the actual feet down because Daniel Dubois' feet were...
Frank Warren then weighs in, praising what Usyk has already given the sport. Frank Warren sums it up. Usyk has given boxing more than enough already. Beating Joshua twice in Britain alone secures him a spot among the greats. That's not just winning fights, that's rewriting heavyweight history. Warren suggests that if Usyk retired today, his legacy would still be untouchable. But here's the key, Usyk hasn't slowed down. His footwork is still razor sharp, his conditioning unmatched, his hunger intact. For Parker, that's the nightmare, facing a man with nothing left to prove but still eager to dominate. Warren's respect underlines the danger here. Usyk fights not because he needs to, but because he wants to, and a fighter driven by pure will is unstoppable.
I think that's the decision he's made. And we've had, I mean, what he's given to British boxing has been amazing. You know.
Joe Rogan nails the problem. Usyk is a puzzle no heavyweight can solve. His constant movement, footwork, and angles turn big punchers into frustrated amateurs. Joshua himself looked lost, swinging at shadows, never sure where Usyk would be next. That's what Parker is stepping into, a nightmare of rhythm and unpredictability. Unlike most heavyweights, Usyk doesn't wait to be hit. He dictates the tempo. Parker might be strong in straight exchanges, but against Usyk, there are no straight lines. Every step, every feint is designed to pull mistakes. Rogan's words cut deep. Usyk isn't just talented, he's a ghost in the ring. And when you can't touch your opponent, your power means absolutely nothing.
Usyk again, it's a tough fight. That Usyk guy is talented. He's so talented. He's so small for a heavyweight too. He's non-stop movement and his footwork and everything. It's so different than anybody else. Joshua didn't know what to do with him. He's like, where is this guy going to be when I'm throwing punches? He's a heavyweight, and the heavyweights were never really that good. Dubois is coming into his own, man. That's what that is. He's only like 27, right?
Yep.
Yeah, he's coming into his, that guy's scary. He's dangerous.
Gareth A. Davies reminds us that boxing isn't just about belts, it's about money too. With Sergey Lapin and Aegis Klimas guiding his path, Usyk is at the stage where commercial decisions matter. But here's what makes him different. Even when money is involved, he never cuts corners. Every fight is approached like it's the biggest of his career. Whether it was Joshua or now Parker, Usyk trains like a man with everything at stake. Parker may hope Usyk is slowing down or distracted, but he'll find a champion still sharp, still hungry, and still calculating. When legacy and money align, Usyk doesn't just fight, he dominates. That's the reality Parker must face.
Which means money fights. What we have to look at the moment, and what he is definitely looking at with his new team, with Sergey Lapin, who heads that process with him, and Aegis Klimas, his manager, is what works for him commercially at the moment.
Yes.
We're not going to.
When the man himself speaks, it carries weight. Usyk makes it clear he still feels great, both mentally and physically, and believes he has more fights left in him. Not endless wars, but enough to remind the world why he is special. That honesty is striking. He's not pretending he'll fight forever. Instead, he acknowledges the reality of time while also warning opponents that his fire still burns. 2 more fights for a man like Usyk could mean 2 more career-defining moments. Imagine Parker as one, followed by perhaps the biggest showdown of all, Fury. If Parker thinks he's catching Usyk at the end, he's wrong. These words show a fighter at peace, focused, and still dangerous. A relaxed Usyk is a nightmare Usyk, calm before delivering storms in the ring. He's not chasing legacy anymore, he's defending it, and that makes him even scarier for anyone standing across from him.
Do you think about retirement much?
Not think much, but I think about this sometimes.
How many fights do you think you'd say you have left?
10.
10 fights, wow. 10 fights, okay.
No, it's not true. It's not true. I cannot say now because.
Conor Benn doesn't hold back, calling Usyk the best heavyweight alive today, and even daring to mention Muhammad Ali in the same breath. That's no small praise. When fighters start to compare someone to Ali, it signals just how special Usyk is. He's not just winning, he's redefining what heavyweights can do. Ali was known for his movement, his speed, his ability to outthink bigger men. Sound familiar? That's exactly what Usyk is doing in this era. Parker might be solid, skilled, and tough, but Ben's words cut through the noise. Usyk is operating at a level beyond everyone else. It's not hype, it's recognition. Even in a stacked division with names like Fury, Joshua, Wilder, and now Parker, Usyk stands alone. Ben's bold claim reminds us that we aren't just watching a champion, we're watching history. The fact he's even being mentioned alongside Ali tells you everything about his greatness.
Phenomenal. Best heavyweight there is currently, and I don't see anybody beating him.
Is he as good as Muhammad Ali? It's not a crazy thing to say, I don't think, at this point.
The thing is, you can't really do the comparisons, do you know what I mean? But I do think he's one of the best currently now to do it.
Who do you want to see Usyk fight next, or just sail off?
He can sail off into the sunset, and he's done everything. Do you know what I mean? He's phenomenal fighter, man. You're watching him, I'm just watching him, I'm going, oh my God. Like, that's God-given talent. Yeah.
Carl Froch raises the big question, is Usyk really retiring, or is this just negotiation tactics? In boxing, retirement talk often becomes leverage for bigger paydays, and Froch suggests that might be the case here. But if we look at Usyk's body language in recent performances, it doesn't feel like a man finished with the sport. Fighters who are done start slowing, start showing cracks. Usyk hasn't. In fact, he looks sharper than ever. So Froch could be right that this is about money, but it's also about legacy. Usyk has earned the right to call his own shots, to step away when he chooses. If Parker believes retirement talk makes Usyk vulnerable, he's mistaken. A motivated Usyk, especially one with the business side on his mind, is even more dangerous. Froch's doubt only fuels the intrigue, but in reality, Usyk controls this story, not Parker, and certainly not the whispers of retirement.
So this retirement, I'm not sure if it's genuine. Maybe it is, but I don't know what he's going to do now he's retired. But the fact of the matter is, he's announced his retirement. He's either trying to leverage for more money and putting himself in position, so he's got people begging for him to come out, or he's actually genuinely going to retire. Not sure what he's going to do.
So here's where it all comes together. Oleksandr Usyk stands on the edge of history, already an undisputed cruiserweight, already a unified heavyweight, and now staring down Joseph Parker in what could be one of his last great chapters. The stakes couldn't be higher. If Usyk wins, he further cements himself as the pound-for-pound king, a generational talent who conquered giants and outsmarted everyone. But if Parker somehow shocks the world, it changes everything. Usyk's legacy takes a hit, and Parker writes his name in golden ink as the man who toppled a modern great. This isn't just a fight, it's a test of who's mentally stronger, who wants it more, and who can rise under the brightest lights. Usyk's calm composure versus Parker's desperation. One has nothing left to prove, the other has everything. Are you backing Usyk to dominate again, or do you believe Parker can pull off the upset? Drop your thoughts below.